Good morning, sir.
Welcome to our lesson today. And in our lesson today, we are going to tackle a subtopic known as the steps followed in public procurement. But before that, I want us to remind ourselves what we covered in our last lesson. Who can remind us what we covered in our last topic? Yes, Sharon.
Function of procurement.
Correct. We covered the functions of procurement. We gave some functions, right?
Yes.
Can we give the functions very fast before we introduce our today's content? Number one,
Planning and budgeting.
planning.
Planning
Sorry.
and budgeting.
Planning.
And budgeting.
Planning, budgeting. Number two,
Acquiring goods and services.
acquiring.
Goods and services.
Correct. Number three, Maureen.
Evaluation of suppliers.
Evaluation. Yes.
Inventory management.
Inventory. Correct. Number five.
Identifying potential suppliers.
Identifying.
Potential suppliers.
Another one.
Inspection and acceptance of goods, works and services.
Inspection
And acceptance.
and acceptance of goods,
Works and services.
works, and services. We gave more than 10 points, and I think you've given 5 or 6. That one is enough. So, because of time, I want us to introduce today's lesson. Our topic or subtopic is steps followed in public procurement. And this is our objective. By the end of the session, the learner should be able to analyze the steps followed in public procurement. Now, public procurement is a process, and we all know that any process has got what? Steps. Are we together?
Yes.
So, in procurement, a person or an organization must follow some steps. we have 9 to 13 steps of procurement, depending on the authors. Are we together? But in our, for us to be on the safer side, I think we will cover all the 12 or 13. But you can summarize them into 9. So I want you to use 1 minute, think over the steps. You share it with your friend. In the next 2 minutes, then I expect each and every one of you to give me the feedback as I write them on the board. So you have 2 minutes. Ensure you have a button. Yes, our time is up. Now you can share. Share with your neighbor before you give me the feedback. Hope everybody has shared. Now, I want you to give me the steps. We have step number 1. And remember, all these steps we said, procurement is a process. I think you remember, we divide procurement as a process. Right? So, end process has got what we call steps. I want us to give the steps. Number 1, yes? Number 1, there is what we call need identification. Under this one, it means before an organization does procurement, they must identify the need. Are we together?
Yes.
Number 2, yes?
Planning and budgeting.
Planning and budgeting. After you've identified the needs, number 2, you must plan. And in planning, you need funds. That's planning and budgeting. Number 3,
You identify potential suppliers.
you identify potential suppliers. Yes, number 4,
Negotiation of prices.
you start what we call negotiation of prices. Next, yes, where the purchase order. Next, when you evaluate, you invite. Are we together?
Yes.
Invite bidders. Then your point now comes, you evaluate them. Evaluate. Next, we have contract negotiation. After contract